Hey everybody, Rory from ANSgear. We've got the Defender Elite upstairs on the table. Gonna unbox it and look inside, see what you're gonna get. Look at the packaging. Look at all the cool things that are with the Defender Elite right here. So, here we go. Let's take a look around the box. Defender Elite on the outside, Empire. Got the same thing on there. Flip over to the bottom. Kind of gives us a little diagram of how the gun works, what's going on with it. If you're not familiar with the Defender, it has a built-in loader on the back side of it right here. So think of this kind of as like a Prophecy Z2, similar to it, inside the stock setup right here. And it's this is where all the balls are going to sit inside here. And it's going to load the paintballs up and along here and then drop them down into the breech. So kind of like a Prophecy built onto an axe. And then with your whatever barrel you're going to run on the end of it right there. All in one thing. So it's a pretty cool setup right here. Let's go ahead and open it up, show you what you're going to get. Ugh. Oh, I got it upside down. All right. You get foam. Just kidding. You get this beauty right here. Now it's upside down again. Let's spin it around. You get a little bit of an Apex tutorial if you've never used the Apex barrel before. We'll talk about that. A little quick start guide right there. If you're looking for full manuals and stuff, get on their website so you can see what goes along with it. Okay, so let's just look around the box real quick. So I've got barrel sleeve going on there. I got toolkit going on here. I've got battery setup. So this is going to run on 6 AA's. This is going to power both the gun and the loader right here. And we'll show you how that goes in a minute. A speed feed, if we want to change out our normal lid. We've got our gun with the front grip on it. We've got our inserts right here. So these are Super Freak. So this was Empire's Freak barrel right here. They are compatible with all the standard Freak barrel inserts. They're the same insert sizing right there. So if you have standard Freak inserts, you can throw them right into this barrel right here if you have different sizes, because it only comes with an 8.5 and a 9.0, I think. Yeah, so 8.5, 9.0 right there. So if you've got any of the other Freak inserts, they will work just fine. We've got their standard barrel that comes on it right here. And again, these are set up for the Freak insert. And then it also comes with the Apex barrel, which is this one right here. So the Apex barrel, again, Freak ready right there. But the Apex barrel inside right here, it's gonna be hard to see. There's a little rubber flap inside here, a little rubber tongue. And as the ball comes through the barrel, it's gonna hit that tongue and start rotating. So basically we're putting a spin on the ball to make it do something. Now, just like the flatline barrel for the A5s and the 98s, it put a backspin on the ball and the ball would come out and would kind of lift up, but it would increase distance. Now this does the same thing. The ball comes through, it puts a backspin on the ball and it's gonna lift up as it comes out and potentially increase distance right there. This little slider will dictate how much spin is on the ball. So the further we push it up, I don't know if you can see down in there, that little rubber tongue that's inside there goes further into the barrel, and it's going to have more contact with the ball and put more spin on the ball, causing it to lift higher. Because of that, what you can do with the Apex barrel is, once you've got it screwed into your gun, this is going to be at the top, right? Hopefully it's at the top. But you got that backspin, ball's going to go up. If you turn this sideways, that backspin is now side spin, and the ball's going to curve to the left. Or you can go this way and you can curve it to the right. Or you can go down like this and you could shoot up over the top of something and curve the ball down and try to hit someone behind a thing. Now, you're going to get varying results depending on the paint you're shooting and depending on the velocities and things like that. So it definitely takes some work to, get a feel for how the barrel works, but it is pretty cool and it does do some wild things like that. So That's what the Apex barrel is all right. An adjustable spin to make the ball go up, down, left, or right, or angles. I mean, it all depends on where you set that thing right there. So, all right, let's get the gun out. That out. Let's get this out. And just look at the gun right here. So from the side we're looking at right here, we've got our front grip. We've got our regulator. So this is our regulator down here at the bottom. Just like an axe or like a mini GS, the regulator is adjusted through the screw that is on here. And you want to set this about 180 to 200 PSI, and you just leave it alone. You shouldn't need to touch it at all after that. Adjusting velocity is done through this slot right here. You take an Allen key, you stick it into the hole, and you rotate the device that's inside there to basically spin it. You're spinning it, and you can get it from either side. So you can do it from this side, or you can do it from this side. To adjust velocity. We do not adjust velocity through the regulator. We adjust velocity through the velocity adjuster. Up here at the front, we've got our eye cover. We can pull this tab down. Let me move this out of the way. Pull this tab down. Allows us to take the eye cover off right there. So if we need to get to our detents or our eyes to clean them out, that's underneath there. As well as it has our power button and our indicator light that's on there. And then if we flip it over, we have the same thing on the other side. Right there. We have our selector. So there is 4 positions on the selector. There is the off position, which is what the white light is. And then we have position 1, 2, and 3. Now those positions, the 3 positions are programmable. You can put whatever you want into them. But as it comes out of the box, it's semi-auto, like a 3-shot PSP, and then a full auto setup right there. And all of these modes, the ramping and the full auto, are 3 shots to enter. So 1, 2, 3, 3 shot. 1, 2, 3, full auto. Once you get to that 3 shot, you can just keep pulling the trigger, and it's going to go 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and it's going to feel like a full auto setup, but you need to keep pulling the trigger. The full auto is just hold it down, and it will keep on shooting right there. All right, so that's through here, and this is our little power button right there, which is interesting. Oh, it just had a little extra juice in there because there's no battery pack in there. So we had the batteries in earlier when we were testing it out. It just had a little bit of extra power left inside of there. All right, so let's go through it further this way. There is a sling mount right here, so if you want to attach it to something, you can. We've got our loader on the back. I like this front little lip that's right here. It makes it easy to get a hold of the gun or the lid and flip it up. And then you can replace this with this if you want to put a speed feed on it right there. So you undo this screw, this little bracket pops out, then the lid just basically pops off. We drop the new lid in, put the bracket back on, tighten it down, and then we've got a speed feed that's on there. Okay. Now, moving down to the bottom is where our batteries are going to go. So the battery compartment right there has 2 little pins. We're going to push those in and then slide the door off the back. You can see they just kind of squeeze together like that. And then we want to make sure that we see our battery terminals. They're right there. We want to line up our terminals from our battery pack so that they are lining up with the terminals inside. If you put it in any other way, it's not going to go. So there's only one way that's actually going to make it work. Then we put our battery pack back on, slide it forward, make sure that our pins pop back out, and we're ready to rock and roll right there. Now, gun is on, but we're in our safety, so nothing's going to happen, or our first one. If we move to here, I'm pulling the trigger. You can hear the loader spinning. Basically, it's trying to prime. It's trying to get paint up into the gun. Because remember, it's got to take the balls that are sitting in here. It's got to push them up a ramp and then push them all the way down here so that they can drop into the breech in the gun right here. So if we just started shooting right away, nothing would happen. Like if the gun was actually cycling, nothing would happen. But since the eyes don't see a ball in there, it's not going to let you shoot. It will turn the loader though on the inside there so that paint can get up and to the front and then down inside. And that's going to happen in any of the modes when you just turn it on. It's spinning the loader to get paint into the gun, but it's not going to shoot until there's actually a ball inside there. Now, if we wanted to turn the eyes off, we go to whatever mode we want, hit the button, and now you can see my lights blinking really fast. Now you can actually hear the solenoid activating as well as the loader spinning. So it's trying to feed paint and it's just cycling the gun eyes off right now. So if there was no paint, is paint, half a ball, whatever it happens to be, it will try to shoot. So there's our semi 3-shot and full auto right there, ready to rock and roll. And then safety. But our eyes are off. So remember, if you're shooting paint in the gun, you definitely want to have your eyes on. So your loader's turning, but your gun is not shooting until there's actually a ball inside there. Pretty cool setup right here. I really like the Defenders. They seem big and bulky, but once you get your tank on there and then you put it up on against your shoulder, it's actually not that bad to go outside and shoot. Holds a bunch of paint inside there, and it will rip. And as you can see in the videos of us shooting, it's quite a ripper right there. It's cocker threaded, so if you want to put whatever other barrel you want on there, whether it be a different freak barrel, a standard barrel, 2-piece barrel, whatever it is, as long as it's cocker threaded, it will work. So the Defender, guys, you got to check it out. Let's take this thing outside and shoot it. All right, so we're outside with the Defender we had upstairs. We're going to load it up with some paint and we're going to shoot some balls out of it. So the first thing we're going to do is lift open our lid right here. Then we're going to take our caddy and we're going to pour in our paint. Now remember, the paint is in this area right here. So the paint has got to get up and into this section right here. So when we turn the gun on and we pull the trigger, all that's going to happen is the loader is going to spin until the paint gets in the front, then it will shoot. So here we go. We're going to turn the gun on. So we're on right there. We'll go over into semi-auto, and then if I pull the trigger, hear the loader turn right there, but nothing shot out. Let's see if we got paint up there yet. We did. So it pushed paint all the way up to the front, and now we're ready to go. So we'll shoot some semi-auto. Now let's go ahead and flip it over to our 3-shot burst that we've set up on here. And if we keep pulling the trigger fast, it's gonna seem like it's shooting full auto. But if we gotta keep pulling that trigger, but if we switch over into our 3rd setting, it's so easy to dump the whole hopper right there and not even blink an eye. Now, another thing you want to remember is when we get towards the end, you're going to have a point where there's paint in the basically the stack, the tube going in here. But if there's no paint in your loader to push that paint into your gun, you're going to get an issue where there's balls in there, but there's no way to get them into the gun. If I turn the gun upside down and help those balls get down in there, you can see it will shoot right there. So if you've got a couple in there, you're gonna get maybe 10 balls or so that don't feed. You gotta pour some more paint in there and push those balls out. But it's something to remember when you're done at the end of the day and you're taking your equipment apart, that you could have a couple balls inside there still. So disassemble your gun or turn it, make sure that you know that there's nothing left inside of it. But boy, oh boy, the Defender is certainly fun to shoot. Loader, gun, combo, all in one. Get on the website, get your Defender today at ANSgear.com.